Welcome back, everyone. Talk about everything kind of hinging on Nvidia, the earnings, all this and more. It's happening as we speak. They have an earnings call at 5 o'clock. They're going to come out and do their discussion. I've talked about this in the Discord. And for those in the Discord, I will tell you this: keep an eye out on what they're saying. There's been a lot of times that I have played earnings. I know a lot of you are trying to play the earnings, and it's like, hey, I think it's gonna be this, and this, and you can actually call it absolutely right, where you hit the earnings and you say it's going to make it or it's not going to make it based on expectations, how much they're going to make it by, and you can nail it down to the last penny and still get hammered. And what I mean by that is that the CEO comes out, whoever's leading that discussion during the earnings call, and they say one thing that absolutely changes the price. In other words, you have the information come out at 4 and you're like, hey, let's see what the earnings are. They come out, they drop the information, and everybody's, the market moves up and down, whatever it moves. And of course, as it goes forward, they come out and do the earnings call, and that really moves the market. So for a lot of people, I'd put it this way: it's like when the Fed does the rate cuts. The Fed comes out, or they drop the news at 2 o'clock. Old JP, and it comes out at 2:30. Jerome Powell comes out at 2:30. He does a discussion. That moves the markets. And I mean, that moves the markets. So the initial information moves the markets a little bit. The conversation with the leadership of the company, of the earnings that you are trying to invest in, both either puts or calls, or just buying or selling, shorting, whatever, that conversation is what's going to really move the markets. For example, we can look at the after hours right now of Nvidia, and you can see right here is where we close, and we are right there. We are right on the line of where we're closing. The information, I'm not even watching to see what came out yet, but I do want to say that you can see we're right on the line. We're literally, how many minutes are we in? 4:07, and I think they were releasing the information at 4. I saw it bounce around here, right around this zone right here, pretty much this zone, and we're still right there. And so if they did release the information at 4, as I think they were gonna, that's what you're looking at. And it's not a lot of movement. A little bit down, it goes all the way back up, it comes all the way back down. And so I think a lot of the market is just waiting to hear at 5 o'clock when they do their earnings call. And that's gonna, when companies come out, they are going to hopefully, talk very positive. There's been times where I got into put options on a company because I figured I followed their overseas sales, all this stuff, and I knew they were going to miss. And one of the times I remember they came out, they reported the numbers, and they absolutely missed. But they did it with the presentation right away. They said, yeah, here are our numbers. We missed, but moving forward, we have a huge opportunity, and that pushed the stock up 10%. So even though they missed estimates, and it should have went down 10 to 20%, because of some talking from the CEO, it was enough to rally the stock. Now, the next earnings, they still didn't make up for it, and they missed again, and that time they got crushed. That time I wasn't in it. I already lost. Like the next day, I had like a weak option or something. It was down 90-something percent. And so earnings calls, depending on how you do it, it can be extremely, extremely risky in terms of your investments if you're doing options, and depending how far out the options are and everything else. As I'm watching this thing bounce around right now, I think if we watch this at 5 o'clock for Nvidia, you're going to see a whole different story. 5 o'clock, this thing, the average, I think over the last 12 quarters, roughly, I had a thing in the Discord I talked about today. I think the average movement was a little over 7% the next day, up or down, up or down. So that is the average move. So if we look at 186 and we're looking at 7% there, we're looking at about $12 up or down. So this should go, what, up to 198 if it goes up 12 bucks, or down to 174. So 174 to 198 is Stock Mo's range for Nvidia based on what they come out and talk about tomorrow. It should be in that range. I don't think we'll go outside of that range. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're bouncing around there. A little bit of positivity. Market ended good. that gets us there. But if you're not in the Discord where we're talking about all this, first link down below, guys, make sure you get in there. Earner tier. I'm live stream trading tomorrow. You guys are going to be able to see me teach and trade all in one. We did very, very well yesterday. Like I said, tomorrow we'll be doing it again. And you only got a little bit of time left. The 21st, it expires. You can get 50% off this first month now and get in and get grandfathered in before the price increase. Folks, take advantage of that. It should be just hit the join button, get in for $25 for your first month. And you can see that fall 50 if you have to. If it doesn't, put it in fall 50. All right. Now, it's a rough. I'm watching all these, man. Like right here. Oh, man, you bit mine. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Absolutely rough. 45% down in the last month. Crypto's getting hit. Let's go ahead and talk business. Hey, look at that. It's running up a little bit. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit of the four horsemen, and we'll get into a little bit of... Actually, there is one person I said I would tell a story to. I'm going to do that right now. Iron Pony from the Discord. I told you I'd tell you a quick story. I'm going to do it in this video. Shout out to you, one of our members in there. Please throw that in the video one day. I'm going to do it right now for you, Iron Pony. We were talking in the Discord, and we were discussing hot wings. My family owned a pizza shop at one time, and what a challenge I gave, my buddy came in from college, and he came in, he said, I can eat any wings you want. And I had ghost pepper sauce in the back. And I said, I'll tell you what, if you can eat, I don't remember, I think it was 6 wings, half dozen wings, and a couple pieces of pizza and a soda. I said, you can have it all. I'll buy it all. You eat all that food with these 6 wings, and you got to eat the meat off these wings. I'll pay for your dinner. And he's like, all right, challenge accepted. I can eat anything hot. He ate those ghost pepper, and I put it on there, and it was a special. We never used it. My mouth's watering just telling the story. And that was so hot. He ate it up, and it made my eyes water. He started eating it, and he just ate the first one down in a second. And I was like, wow. And then he ate the second one down, and he had it dripping down his face. Anyways, long story short, I gave him so much time to eat it. And it was like, I don't know, 20 minutes maybe, 15 minutes. I don't remember the exact time, but he had that much time, all the drink he wanted, and he had to eat it all. And, of course, he got to the last wing, and he ate it, and it was down to the last minute, and he ate it. And he sat there, and I said, how is it? He goes, I'm dying. He had He started having tears run out of his eyes. He said it was that bad. He goes, I will never, ever do it again. I talked to him the next day, and he said his bathroom exploits were horrible. He said, I was dying. He goes, I will never, ever, ever. He goes, going to the bathroom was like pure just horribleness. And he said, I will never eat another one of those ever. And it was a horrible situation. So I watched somebody do that hot food test. I know there's a YouTube channel that has something where they sit people down, they do hot wings and stuff like that. Yeah, I understand that. I own a pizza shop. We had all kinds of different hot sauces. Something to watch. All right, now I want to get into the four horsemen. I did want to give that story out to him. Shout out to the Discord members. So as you guys can see, you guys know I exited my crypto positions, and of course today was a nasty red day out there. I'm waiting for a re-entry price, and I told you what I'm waiting for. We're still not there yet. Today was one of them days, just massive red candle. So you had this, what should be a bottle rocket, long wick, push back up, and it's just it's a really nice hammer, which is a bullish looking candle. And then all of a sudden, just massive sell-off. And it's almost rinse and repeat. Hey, massive sell-off, breaking the Bollinger Band. Let's go ahead and give them a few days. Oh, it's going to... Down we go. Hey, give them a couple days. Down we go. Give them a couple days. Down we go. So I'm not going to be surprised to see a little bit of green over the next day or two, especially depending on how Nvidia does. You know that will play into the markets. I think what do they make up of market cap? Like 8%? Like that is wild how big Nvidia is. And of course, depending on what they do, it's going to affect the markets and it's going to affect everything. The risk I am seeing with crypto. So Bitcoin's still bearish. I will tell you, we just confirmed today underneath this support, which is 93,000. I told you at 93,000, if we miss this, here is the line in the sand I have, which is 85,400. I do expect to hit that. It doesn't mean it's going to hit it today. We can come up and retest 93. But I do expect to see this hit down here. I hope I'm wrong, but that is what I'm expecting. Go over and take a look at XRP. We'll look at the four horsemen. Once again, had this line in the sand. I told you we've been fighting. We pushed back up. We have confirmed today. And I know a lot of people said to me, hey, with that, Mo, what is your line? Where do we go next on this? I hate to show you this, but $1.78 roughly is what I said I expect to go after this now if we confirm underneath this support, which we just did. So I am under the expectations that the next major support will be down there. You can see we hit it before and we pushed back up. So that's one of the lines I'm watching for. I know we also have right here, as you guys can see, we had a real nice rally off of that. So do not be surprised to see that. And you can see, look at that, perfect, without even seeing it. Hit right there, push back up. So the line here is roughly $2. And once we hit that, we push back up. But if we push below there, and so I call this another support level, but if we push below there, that 177, 178 is on deck. Move over to Solana. You guys know that. Ooh, that one's been getting hit hard. Actually, still not bad. I would expected it to be at new lows here. It's bad, but it's not as bad as I would have thought it was today. The support's holding for Solana at roughly 132. The price right now is at 133. Lose 132. I will tell you, I think 105 is next. Go to Bitcoin, the king of the cryptos. Like I said, down here roughly, what are we at? 93.4. Like I said, keep an eye on that. And ETH, let's get back to ETH. I don't know if I showed ETH. ETH's the one that, that's the one I always take my biggest risk on. Yeah, I didn't show this one. So right here was the line in the sand. Of course, that push back up, hey, and then that right at my other line without even putting it there. 29.50 is the line I told you. You lose 29.50, you're going back down to 28.20 roughly. At 28.20, fail there, you're heading back down to 25.90. Fail there, you're going back down to 22.50. I don't think we'll get down that low. And for everybody who's been asking me, Mo, when are you jumping back in? I'm watching. I'm waiting for the 5 and the 13 to do my thing. I don't care if this thing runs up a little bit. That's okay. I like the way I'm handling this. And people know I swing trade. I would love to hold it and see nothing but straight up. But right now, over the last few weeks, it's been straight down. Let's look at the weekly candles. How many red weekly candles have we had? Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 weekly red candles in a row. 5, and we got 6 out of 7 red candles. And that's pretty bad. 7 out of, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So out of the 13 candles, 3 green. 10 red green candles on the weeklies. In other words, this is some big time pressure. The nervousness I got, look at that 5 coming down across that 50 on the weekly. I always say the expectation I have based on the weekly candles is 7 to 12 weeks out. So when I look at this weekly candles, it tells me what to expect over the next 7 to 12 days, or 7 to 12 weeks. And right now, it's bearish. And so I have no problem. I hope it rebounds up. But to me, I see bearishness here. I have the levels here and everything else, but that's what I'm watching for. Folks, if you haven't done it, get over to the Discord. I'll be doing all kinds of stuff. We got thousands of members. You don't have to do this yourself. Get in there today before the expiration of the 50% off your first month. And of course, before we raise the prices soon, and you can get grandfathered in at the cheaper price. So there you go. All right, folks, I appreciate you stopping by. I'll see you in the Discord. Be sure to like and subscribe. Now let's get out there and make some money.